This video is meant for you if you feel like sugar is hijacking your brain. You feel like it's hijacking your brain because it is. It's way too easy to get stuck in the sugar loop of craving and having more impulse to have sugar. The truth is, it's not just about willpower. Sugar is an incredibly hard substance to stop. And if you know, you know. I have definitely been there myself. It totally hijacks your behavior and your gut. It's all encompassing, and you feel like you're stuck in a loop. It doesn't help that it's everywhere. Here's happy Monday. Here's a donut. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Eat some cake. Happy birthday. Happy Christmas. Happy. Like, I wish we didn't have to use sugar culturally to celebrate or make us all feel better or as a pick me up. When you're stuck in it, it feels like it's fully controlling your life. And that's because it kind of is, chemically speaking. Energy crashes, emotional eating, it's not just about willpower. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to get a hold of your sugar dependence and how to break free from it for good. When you eat sugar, it floods your brain with dopamine. Your brain's reward system lights up, reinforcing the craving and making you want more, creating a cycle of dependency. Hi, it's me from the future. Before we go further, I want to pause for a second to encourage you to take advantage of my freebies in my link. I've got a journal, exercise booklet that deep dives, very introspective into past traumas, emotional bonds, and just it's a very introspective journal to why you're addicted to sugar. The second resource is a hypnosis meditation. It takes 15 minutes to get past a craving. If you can just do the next right thing, if you can just do the next other thing instead of eating sugar, it helps to stop you from reinforcing the pathways that encourage you continuing to be addicted to sugar and instead using yourself as a resource to dive deeper within, to connect to your higher power, to your spirituality, to your body, all of these things that are crucial for regulating your nervous system. So I've got my journal, I've got the hypnosis meditation, and a habit tracker. It's made for creatives, for neurodivergent people to approach their tracking in a more spontaneous, fun, colorful way. I just really want to help people get through this. Really, it's such a struggle, and I've totally been there. And so I really care, and it's all in my link. So check it out. Back to the video. It makes your brain light up just like other addictive substances might. So much that it's been compared to that white powdery substance that people do. I'm not going to name it here because YouTube doesn't like certain words when we say them. Over time, eating so much sugar alters your brain chemistry and it makes you just crave more and more, and you're stuck in that sugar craving loop. So it makes it harder to feel pleasure from other activities. Low-key, I've totally been in that before, where I'm in the throes of sugar craving, sugar dependency, and I'm out and about socializing, and I'm like, I just can't wait to get home to eat that fill in the blank, sugary, processed, crappy food. How crazy is that? It's literally taking me away from my real life. So it's more than just this food that you really enjoy eating. I mean, if you want to even call it food, it's not food. Processed sugar is not food. You don't need it. It's about escapism. It's about avoiding life. It's about stress. It's about emotions. It's about healing emotional wounds and past traumas. It's about self-esteem. I'm a licensed therapist and coach who helps women break free from sugar dependency and emotional eating. It's pretty incredible to say that I'm free from sugar, and that has taken a really long time for me to get to this place. And I so deeply want that for you. This is my mission and passion to help you break free from sugar. Now, that's going to look totally different for you than it does for me, than it does from her, than it does from them. It's totally personal. It's totally unique, and that's why the services and things I offer are totally customized, because it is going to look different for you than it does from other people. That's how it should be. Your process is totally different. We're all unique people and have different things that work for us. My mission is to help guide and facilitate that healing, that growth, that awareness and consciousness of what is going to work for you, what does feel good, what isn't working, so we can arrive somewhere together and work through it together. My whole life, I've been dependent and attached to sugar and used it as an escape, and it's been my substance of choice to avoid, to feel better, to have a pick me up, to look forward to. It's been like a best friend. And that's how it feels for a lot of people. It feels like an old friend that they can just turn to instantly feel better, or to just kind of numb out in their life and relax with. You're probably listening to this because that's not working anymore. It's giving you more suffering than it is pleasure. And you're stuck in the loop. Let's get you out of the loop. I want you to be out of that loop. I'm going to make another video that dives deeper into my own personal story and struggle with sugar over the years. For now, I'm just going to provide value and ideas of how effective it can be and how meaningful and significant it can be to eliminate or cut sugar out of your life, and steps of how to do that. But before we get into some practical steps and helpful tips, I want to give some really amazing examples of what it can look like when you eliminate or significantly cut sugar out of your life. In 2023, there was a study conducted by the University of Kansas Alzheimer's Disease Research Center, and they looked at patients age 50 to 90 who were diagnosed with a mild case of Alzheimer's, and they closely studied them under a 3-month period, giving them a ketogenic diet of high fat, low carb. After the 3-month period, they noticed a significant enhancement in all of the individuals' mental capacity, their memory, and it was just very impressive. There was another person, Hal Kramer, who is the owner of something called A Paradise for Parents. It's an assisted living facility in Arizona, and they also did the ketogenic diet. And I'm talking about keto diet. I started talking about sugar, but carbs, sugar, all of that stuff, processed carbs, processed sugar, all that stuff turns into sugar in our body. So it has a similar effect. Residents at A Paradise for Parents experienced enhanced cognitive function, increased mobility, weight loss, and one patient walked unassisted for the first time in 45 years after adopting the carnivore diet. I'm not promoting a specific kind of diet. I do think carbs can be, like in the form of vegetables, can be very helpful, and we need certain nutrients. But I'm also not hating on carnivore diet. I think whatever, to each their own, whatever works for you, works for you. And maybe in 10 years, you'll switch to something else. I'm not someone to berate or judge you for the way you choose to live your life when it's working for you. But in terms of sugar consumption and lowering your carb and sugar intake, the outcomes of these studies and experiments are unmatched. You can't deny it. And there's so much research out there saying even more about why sugar is not good for our mind, for our body, for everything. And beyond the mind and the body is spirit. And cutting out sugar can significantly enhance the ways that your body, your nervous system stabilizes. And in terms of nervous system, that's how we sort of assess the world around us. It's sort of like, how sensitive are we? How in tune with ourselves are we? How well can we regulate ourselves, our emotions, our behaviors? Sugar spikes and crashes keep you in survival mode. They disrupt your intuition, your energy, and your alignment with yourself. When you remove sugar, your mind becomes more stable. It becomes clearer, and you can be more in touch with your emotions in a conscious way. Your ability to connect with yourself, others, the divine sharply increases. So it's not just about willpower. It's about reclaiming your body, reclaiming your mind, reclaiming your intuition and your connection to God, to source, to your divine resource. I know for me in my personal journey, that was a huge component in why I wanted to stop sugar and really heal my relationship with sugar. I'm a spiritual person. I've always felt very connected to my intuition and to the divine and God. And I want to be closer to God. I want to be closer to myself and have more discernment, be more in touch with my intuition. And again, sugar totally blocks that. It's like instead of relying on sugar as your source of pleasure, as your source of something to do, it's choosing yourself. It's choosing your connection to your God, to your divine source. And over time, that builds even more trust with yourself, in your faith, in your connection to yourself. Once you learn how to break that cycle of sugar dependency and being in the sugar loop, you can really focus on that relationship instead. And that feels really good. And I want that for you. Trust me when I say I never thought I would get out of that cycle and that loop, but it is possible. The fact that you're watching this video right now tells me that you already have that innate drive and that innate motivation to live a better, different life for yourself in your relationship with sugar. It's also not your fault. Our society pushes sugar so much, just everywhere. You go to the checkout line, you're just bombarded with these impulse purchases that are all what? Processed sugar. Of course, you can go to some health food stores and they have better options, but it's still mostly processed and a lot of that still might have sugar in it as well. Better is better. So, you can't always judge so much, especially when there are better options. But, the goal is to have it less, not to be perfect. My first practical tip to cutting sugar out of your life is to not stop wanting it. And that might seem kind of contradictory or maybe kind of silly because, of course, when you're sitting there just like in a sugar coma or in a carb coma, it's like, of course, you don't want to be in that state. But what I mean is actively pursuing it, actively watching these videos, looking up why it's not good for you. Trigger warning, like if you have health anxiety, maybe don't do that, depending on how that feels for you. Actively engaging in the program. I mean, what you're embarking on and what people embark on when they work with me is a program. We're going to design a program for you that's set up to be customized to what works for you. It's all a learning process, but what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and finding those triggers and finding ways around them and how to ease the resistance and have more flexibility with your self-acceptance, have more flexibility with the types of food you do eat and expand your horizon with that. But most importantly, above all of that stuff and anything else, is to keep your eyes, I say this all the time, even to myself, like it's more unconscious now, but like keep your eye on the prize. What is the prize? The prize is no sugar. It's me saying no. It's me ignoring it. It's me not even thinking about it. Can you imagine that? Not like going a whole day and not even thinking about going to the store or eating that food or, grabbing that snack and going to your room or whatever and eating that thing. Can you imagine that? It's possible for you. Keep your eye on the prize, which is you free of sugar. You living your life without sugar. And it's not, again, without sugar. It might be that, but it also might be eating less sugar, eating below or at or below a certain grams per day. Again, engaging in some kind of program. And I like to think of it as a game. It's like, okay, I'm kind of interested in the idea of doing a grams per day. So that's what you're going to focus on of, okay, keeping my sugar levels at or below a maximum of 20 grams a day, 25 grams a day, 10 grams a day, and maybe if you're eating a lot of it, maybe it needs to be like 50 grams a day. It doesn't matter, but whatever works for you and what's going to be a higher tier of health for you. How can you elevate your patterns. How can you elevate your habits, your eating habits, your behavioral habits, your cognitive thoughts and patterns there? How can you elevate that? How can you elevate your spiritual health, which might be having a gratitude practice? It might be having a journaling practice. It's going to depend and look different for everyone. I'm one of those people who I get bored with things. So again, like being actively engaged in your program is huge and number one. Number two, remember SUGAR, the acronym. I wrote it down, so I'm going to read it off to you, but S for slow down, U for understand your triggers, G could be ground yourself or get nourished. A is activate your body or add nourishing alternatives. And then R is rewire your brain and your reward system. At the end of the day, we are identified with sugar and we are just behaviorally in that loop or in that reality where you just automatically, unconsciously grab for things that are easy, grab for things that feel good. And if you slow down, pause, ask yourself, do I really need this? Ask yourself, am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Maybe I need something else to eat. Am I bored? Just slow down and take a breath and just think about it first. Pausing can be really powerful. If you're not actively working a conscious program, you will by default fall into the unconscious program that you already have. And for you, that's going to be grabbing sugar, using sugar as a substance to lean on, avoid, escape, de-stress, numb out, etc. So just pause first. U is understand your triggers. So maybe you get stressed out at night, maybe when you feel overworked and you're working too many hours, or there's a stressful event that might activate you to reach for sugar. Again, that would be like a stress event, a trauma anniversary. There's so many different kinds of triggers, but just asking yourself, like, and objectively looking, what are my triggers? Do I normally really like having a sweet breakfast? Do I just really feel like I need something sweet after dinner? And you're just craving that taste. G, ground yourself. It doesn't have to be a somatic or body-based practice, but it could be, and I definitely would advocate for that. Like literally, sometimes these things seem really simple and basic, but like literally touch yourself, touch your body, touch your head, give yourself a hug. I love you. Tell yourself you love yourself. Go outside, put your bare feet on the grass, on the dirt, get dirty. Be taking a shower, something body based like that. Maybe grounding means giving someone else a hug. Maybe that means getting a massage. It could mean talking to someone. It could mean journaling, coming back to some kind of practice that's going to take you out of the sugar craving. I also have a free resource, which is a 15-minute hypnosis that you can get in my link for getting through a sugar craving. It's a hypnosis meditation. If within 15 minutes we can avoid and distract and get into something else, like getting grounded for this SUGAR G acronym, it's likely to pass. And if you can do that enough times over the course of a few weeks, you will have unlocked a new level of understanding with your sugar craving and sugar loop. A means activate your body and mind into something else. Shift your focus. It could also mean add nourishing alternatives. You're hungry and you do want something sweet, instead of automatically going for a candy bar, or making a nourishing alternative. So maybe that's, yogurt with fruit, something that's going to have nutrients and nourish your body and be like real food versus something that's just empty calories. R, rewire your brain and reward system. This is going to involve reframing your cognition, which means instead of feeling like this is a punishment or a restriction, thinking like, I can't have sugar, or like I'm on a diet. I think that kind of thinking is always destructive and just not sustainable. Instead of having sugar, I'm choosing what truly nourishes me, and like just feeling really good about choosing yourself in this moment. So that's my sugar acronym, and it's there to help shift your mindset. It's there to help empower you. I'd love to know if that's helpful for anyone. Living your life without sugar might seem fetched. It might seem like it would take a miracle, but lucky for you, miracles happen every day, and miracles are possible. And I believe you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. And I also want to put a disclaimer out that I am by no means perfect. I am a licensed counselor, but that also doesn't mean I'm perfect. People kind of think that, doctors or therapists or whatever have like magical thing where they've got it all together. And I just want to let you know, I do not have it all together all of the time. So don't think that I'm over here never having any kind of sugar. For me, my freedom from sugar means that I don't get stuck in the loop, and it means that I'm able to not think about it so hard, and it means that I just don't feel tied to it anymore. And no, I don't have candy. I really don't have candy anymore. I just feel more like a normal person around sugar, which also, like, what the heck does that even mean? But yeah, I'm not perfect. Let's just get that out there right now. You found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you be a part of my community. I'm going to keep talking about spirituality, connection with yourself, connection to healing your relationship to sugar, neurodivergency, how that plays a role, how, society. It's all connected, but it's all coming back to let's get you off of sugar. Comment below what you found helpful in this video, and if you're someone that has recovered from sugar, or if you're in the midst of it now, I'd love to hear about it. And if you want to work with me one-on-one and really get a handle on your sugar cravings and sugar dependency, and finally heal your relationship with sugar from the inside out to expand your spiritual gifts, send me a message, comment below, reach out, and we'll be connected. So I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.